Hey, what is going on, guys? VideoJames, and I thought I could show off my drawing prowess and show you guys how to draw stuff at the same time by making a how to draw stuff series. So this is going to be the first video in that, and bear with me because I'm not drawing like freaking 10 million instant detail things. I'm just going to be drawing kind of simple things. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys how to draw, and this is based on my design, but I'm going to show you how to draw a Wyvern, and if some of you don't know what that is, it's basically the type of dragon that just has its wings, or like its front arms, but its wings go down all the way to the ground. So I'm going to show you guys how to draw that. So basically, the way you do that is, and when you're drawing a dragon, you always start out with kind of a curving line for like the body, so you can know how it's supposed to look. So I always go like this, and then curve down, because there's the neck, and then the body, and then tail. So you see, that's the basis of the body. And then, what I usually do is I usually draw the most complicated parts. So like the wing first, I usually draw those first. And the way you draw the wing is, you go like this, and you want it to be closer to the line because it's like on its shoulders. So you start out with like a round area shaped like a shoulder right here, because that's where the wing starts. And that's just as the basis. So then you draw a line down. And this is just a wyvern with its arms going down instead of up, because that's how I typically draw them. But anyway, I'll probably make another video on how to draw them the other way too. But you basically make a line. Why can I not draw straight right now? Give me a minute. And when I draw, I usually like make the pencil as sharp as I can, so that I can get the details as fine as possible. Alright, let's see if I can get this now. Okay, a lot better. But you want it to go down a little farther, because it goes down to about where the back legs will go down, so somewhere around there. And then, this is the outer part of the wing, you draw a straight line going this way, and you can make the lines curved if you want to later, but I usually just make them straight line wings. And then you go up, not with a line like that, because that is thick AF. And then go with a line straight up. There we go, that's better. Although it's not really straight. There we go. So you can see you kind of have like a sort of a J shape. That's basically how you would draw the wings, because you got the one part going down, then you got the diagonal going up, and you got the straight line going up. So then, the next part I draw is usually the inside, or not inside, the body, so that I can actually know where I want to put the leg. And typically how I like drawing dragons is I like drawing them with the bottom part of their mouth kind of like curving inward and then going down again. So, this is basically how I draw their jaw lines on the bottom. Is I go down, and then up. And this is just me, by the way. You guys can draw them however you want to. And then go back up a little. And then make another line around the middle line to try and make the bottom part of the body. And you can make it as thick as you want. I usually make them thicker because bottom halves of dragons are usually thicker than the top halves. That part's all screwed up. There we go. And then make this part bigger. And you want to leave a little space around the edge of the wing line that you made earlier, just so that when you go to make the wing, you're not having to erase all of your work on the dragon's body. And then go with the bottom part here, and you start to go closer to the line as you get closer to the end, because that's where its tail goes. And then as you can see, we have the bottom part of the body. So now we can decide where we want to put the leg. And typically I put them away from the wing just because they're not supposed to be too close together when you look at a picture of a wyvern. So then, now that I know where I want to put the leg, I can know that later. So then, next part is to work on the head and the top part of the body. And for the sake of you guys, I'm just going to draw one with horns. I usually don't draw them with horns, just because the dragon doesn't need them to be completely cool. So then you make one horn at the front, and basically the way you make horns is just a little triangle. And then go back, and as you're going back, you kind of make a curve going up, and then you make another curve going down a little bit. And then you make the ears. Now, when you make the ear, you want to make like a sort of curved line. That way it actually looks like an ear, like how you would imagine a dog's ear. Then you curve back down, like that. And you don't, when you're making the ear, you don't want to connect these two parts. You only want to go about so far in like that, and then connect up to there. So then that way you have the inside of the ear. And then, after you've done that, you can actually make your horns. Or no, horns go, like, in between them. Horns go in between ears. So, like, depending on how you like horns, you can make them however you want. I just like making them, like, straight. Like, straight lines like that. And then you can still see you have the ear on the inside. And then, from the back of the ear again, you curve down. And since you know that's where the wing starts to come up, you stop there at the top half of the body. And again, you leave space in between the body and the wing. And you curve down towards the line as you're going to the end again, because, again, tail. And then you have the body of your dragon basically finished. And I usually leave the line in the middle here. I leave that because that separates the two halves of the dragons, and I usually leave the dragons having two halves of their body just so they can have different colorations on each half. And then once I've done this, I also have to do this to make the jawline accentuated. Because when you imagine a jawline, you always imagine like that curve at the back of their mouth, so you have to draw that in. So you do this, make a little sort of S shape here, like an elongated S, and you make like a backward C at the edge of the mouth. Then you erase the line in between them. And if you haven't yet, or if you had to fix your mistake a little bit, fix it. And then there you have the mouth. Now for eyes, I usually go typical like oval-shaped eyes and then slits in the middle. So, like this. See, you got the oval shape right there. And then two lines around the outside, kind of curving to make the iris. And then the slit on the inside for the pupil. So then you can see there you have the eye. And then, if you can, you don't have, or if you want to, you don't have to, but you can. So if you want to, you can kind of give them nostrils. So I usually, when I'm drawing nostrils, I go like this. I make a line, and then I draw the nostril. I said nostril a lot in this video. So then you see like that, and you have basically the head of the dragon complete. And you can add like extra stuff to it. You can add like whiskers and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to stick to basic. So now that you finished that, you can move on to your wings. And since this isn't like, since you aren't using like actual arms for the wing, you can just go in straight lines or curves or something like that. So I go down, And then since wyverns usually have claws on the end of their wings, you want to make those. And the way I always remember how wyverns look is because if you've ever seen How to Train Your Dragon, the Monstrous Nightmare kind of has the same kind of wings. So then you make the claw at the end, like that, and then you have the claw. And then you go curving up from the claw after you go about a half centimeter in, because the claw is kind of part of a foot, so you would imagine it having an end to it to where it can stand on it. So then you go with the claw, and you can either make the wings curved like some people do, or make them edgy like I did. And since they're edgy, I'm not going to really try and make them curved. So you go up like that, except not like that, because that was a terrible draw. Also, if you see me moving the paper around, it's because I have to have my Kindle balanced on something so I can record it. So then you make a line going along with this, but not touching it, because if you touch the line with the edge, then you're basically just screwing it all up. And then draw a little razor right here. And then there you have another edge to the wing. And then you go up. And that's extremely fat, so I gotta fix that. And not fat with a PH. So you go up again, going along the line again, but not touching it. And that's basically how you make the edge of the wing. And you don't keep the line there, because the line doesn't stay around. At some point you're going to erase it, so what you do is this. Just get rid of it like that. And sorry if I go silent during some of these, I kind of wish I should have put some music on. But anyway, that's what you do for the wing. Forgot these parts over here. For the outer edge, and then you move on to the inner edge. And as you probably noticed when you look at a dragon, they have like the little copies of the edge of the wing on the inside. It's an eraser thing there. So you kind of have to make those, and they connect to the edge of the wing. So you have to pay attention to that, but you go down from here, and that is way too fat. Wow. Do I even dare right now? Like that. And then you go down around the edge of the wing until you get down to about that length. And then you start making the inside folds of the wing, because you always see like folds on wings when you look at dragons. So then you make a line going past that, goes over a little, and curves up at an angle to make room for the other folds. And it's kind of a steep angle, so better than that. Kind of like that. Yeah, it's better. And then you go up, but not as far as you did with the first one, like about to here. And then you make the claw at the end again. Not like that, because that looks screwed up. Like that. There you go. So you make the claw at the end like that. And then, because that's another ridge in the wing, you make a little curve for the flap of skin that you see in between wings. Then you go back down, like so, and you go back towards where you started this one, but not very far. You only go in about that much, because then you start on the second fold and it kind of intersects with this one. So then you go like this. That's screwed up. Go like this. Why do I keep screwing up? I'm good at drawing normally, but right now I kind of can't. There we go. So like that. And then, again, you go out a little more than that. Like that. Then you go up again, farther than you did with the other one. And then, once again, you make a claw. Make another fold of skin. And there's the second part of the wing. So then you come back down again. And you go in a little more than you did with the first one. So you can get another wing in. And then you go like this. And usually this is where you start to get to the edge of the wing, unless you made more ridges than I did. So you go like this. And then you go up. Screwed that up, went too thin. But you go up again. Yeah, I really should have put on some music for this. And then you go a little further out to where you're almost halfway in between the second ridge and the edge of the wing. And then you go up one more time, make another curve, and you got your second claw. Make your third fold of skin, then come back down and go almost into the edge, but not quite. And I screwed up on that again. I swear I can draw. I will show you guys if I make another one of these videos. There we go. And then you'll see you have the wing almost finished, so you can continue on with the next part. And that's making the final edge of the wing. So you go up. And you'll notice this line kind of goes short like the first one. That's because when you look at the wings, they kind of go shorter again as they go out. So you go back up, following the edge of the wing. And this isn't as good as my first drawing, which I'm looking at right now, by the way. Because I never trace stuff when I draw. So this isn't like me looking at a professional picture or something like that. This is just me going off of my old drawing. And you make another claw. A little bigger because it's at the very edge of the wing. Another fold of skin. And then you have your wing finished. Now, if you need to, you can fix the back of your dragon. Not like that, because that's not fixing. Fix. There you go. You can fix the back of your dragon, and you can fill in the spots where you ignored the wing. Like that. And then if you want to, you can add back legs. Sorry. I don't know if people usually add back legs to their drawings of wyverns, but I usually do. So when you do that, what you do is you make a line going down like this, and then you make another line going down to about where the wyvern's claw ends, but not exactly. And then a little more. There you go. And then you make a line like this, because that's the middle claw. That's usually where it ends. So then you make the top part of the leg first, I usually do. And you go with a curve going like that, and then go down a little to about right there, so that you have room for the second half of the leg. And then on the back, you can go further down and go up like that. And then if you erase the inside, you have the top half of your leg done. Me fix up here. There we go. So you have the top half of your leg done, and now you can work on the bottom one. It should be down a little more. There we go. So then, when you start on the bottom one, you usually do the front first. So you make another curve, intersecting with this from the middle of the leg, going down, curving inward slightly, like that. And then for the back half of that, you can kind of curve in from this part as like a knee or something, because for some reason dragons with their backwards knees. But you make the curve like that, and then you go down, sort of like that. And then if you want to, you can make like the little extra claw that some dragons have when they're drawn, like that. But I don't usually, so since I have it drawn already, I'll just leave it. And then, since you've basically got the entire leg drawn already, you can just erase the middle line that you were using as a guideline. And you have your leg, but you still need your toes. So you make the toe, add the claw, and then you draw out from the claw, and then curve down again and make a new claw. And repeat for number 3. And number 3, you kind of want to make look like you're looking at it from the side instead of angle. So like this. And then you curve up to intersect with where the leg came down. And then usually what I do when I draw dragons is I add little things like this to the front of the legs and arms and wings and all that. So like that. And for the sake of time on this video, I won't put them on the front. Well, actually, yeah, I will. I'll put them over here. Like that. And then if you want to, you can choose to add spikes. I'm not going to. I'm just going to add like a back ridge. Like that. And then as you go down, get closer, like you did with the front halves. And there you have your back ridge. And there you have your wyvern. So, that's basically how to draw wyverns. And I hope you guys liked this video. I might make more of them, if you guys want me to. But if you guys don't want me to, I probably won't. I can see why, because this video is extremely, really long. I mean, 22 minutes. Wow. This is something I really wish I had an editor for. So I might have an editor work on this, and I might get an actual editor to try and fix this. But I'm going to leave this video here. If you guys like this video, go ahead and slap that like button down below. And as always, I will see you guys later.